What's up, everybody? I'm really excited to be back with another video. I'm going to be showing you how to create 2 more Twitch channel effects for your stream to create some engagement and have some fun. We're going to be covering how to do a freeze cam effect and a big head or a big brain effect. And these 2 are probably my favorite, my community's favorite, and they get used a lot. So let's jump right on in. Welcome back, my friends. I'm really excited to jump into creating these 2 effects. So before we start, we're gonna need 2 things that you have to install: Stream Effects, which is a plugin, and Lioranboard, which is the program that you use to have your channel activate these effects using channel points. All right, so let's dive right on in to how to install these. Now, I did do a previous video. The link is going to be just above right here, and there I walk in detail how to download and install these 2 programs. But for now, I'm just going to show you how to download them, and if you want to walk through installing them, reference that video there and then jump right back in. But the first program you're going to need is Stream Effects. The link is going to be in the description below, and that's going to take you right here, and you're just going to click this download tab, scroll all the way down, and depending on whatever version computer you're using, Mac, Windows, just find the appropriate link. And note for Windows, exe is going to install directly to your C drive or whatever drive you have your OBS Studio folder. The Windows zip version is you're going to extract them, and then you have the ability to manually install them one by one where you want them to be, where the elements of that OBS Studio folder is. So either or. Again, I walked through that in the previous video, so reference that and then jump right back in. The next program you're going to need is Lioranboard. And this is what makes all the magic happen within the channel points. Lioran is an absolute genius for creating this. So again, the link is in the description, so it's going to take you to this page. Click this download tab, and this link right here on the top is going to download it onto your downloads folder, and then reference the video on how to actually install that. But let's jump into OBS, and then we're gonna walk through building these 2 effects. So within OBS, you should have a scene that just has your camera, whether it's a web camera or it is a DSLR camera. Like in my case, you should just have your DSLR camera by itself on a scene. So now let's start with the freeze cam effect. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit the plus sign. We're gonna create another scene and call it freeze camera. I already have that one here. Right here is my freeze cam effect. So now you see within here, you're gonna hit the plus sign. You're gonna add a text source, and in that text source, I already have it created here. You're gonna see I'm using a font, Berlin Sans. In the text, I just wrote focus face. You can write whatever you want. You can add whatever colors if you want a gradient. So mine's going from white to a yellow look, and just hit OK. And then you have that text source. And then within this scene, you want to hit the plus sign again, and you want to click source mirror, because you want to make a mirrored image of your web camera. So if you go into there and you create that, it's going to say what source do you want to use. In the drop down menu, you are just going to choose whatever camera it is. Whatever your camera is labeled in your OBS, whether it's your web camera or your DSLR, like I said, however you label that, you want the actual source, the main source of that camera. Okay, so that's going to be a mirrored version of that. Make sure that's on the bottom and that your text is on top, and you should be good from there. Okay. All right, so now that you have this freeze cam or freeze face scene created, and you have your elements, a mirrored version of your DSLR camera, and the text that you want set on top of it, Because you have stream effects installed as a plugin in OBS, you should see a filter. If you right click on this scene and you click filters, hit the plus sign, you should see an effect that says freeze now. Okay, so you want to click that, and that's all you're gonna need to pull this off. You see I have it here as the effect filter on this actual scene. You want it on the scene there. Okay, before we jump into Lioranboard, you have to make sure that you add this freeze cam scene into any of your other scenes that you want it to show up in. So let's say you have a just chatting scene like this. It's a full webcam, and maybe you have your chat off to the side here. You need to add this freeze cam scene in that scene as a source. And let's say you have a gaming scene, so you have your game display in the background and you have your webcam tucked off to the side somewhere. You need to add it to that scene as well, so that no matter what scene you're on, if your chat activates that channel point, it's actually going to show up. So here I have this scene for my tutorials right now, and what you would do is click the plus sign and you would hit scene, and now you're going to create a nested scene, and you're going to find that freeze face and add that. So you see I have it here already, and now it's ready to be displayed or activated if anyone in the channel uses that channel point. Let's dive into how to create this in Lioranboard so it all works as a channel point. All right, so now we're in Lioranboard. If you do have a deck that's created just for your channel points already, you can add this effect in there. If not, you would just click add a new deck, and this is if you just freshly installed Lioranboard, or you just want to separate your effects. However, what I'm doing for this tutorial is I created a deck that is for effect tutorials, so I'm gonna go ahead and click it. Here's where you could change the name of this deck, and then within the deck you have these squares here. That's how you create your buttons to activate the effects. So I'm gonna right click on one of these squares. I'm gonna create a blank button, and I'm just gonna name it freeze. Click create. So now we're gonna add a command to this freeze button that we created. So you're gonna right click onto it, and you're gonna click add a command, hit this plus sign. The first one that we're gonna need is a source change visibility. So we're adding this freeze effect onto it. And if you click this scene name, you can either type it or you can scroll. I'm gonna type it just to be a little bit quicker. And the scene is my tutorial front cam. That's just the one that I added on. Whatever the name of your camera that you added this effect to, choose that scene. The item or the filter that we're looking for, or actually the scene within the scene that we created, is the freeze face, and we want to make that visible, so we're going to make it true. Visible is true. That means we're turning it on, and it's turning on immediately. And then you can duplicate it by clicking this, copy the selected. The only thing is the second one, we want to change this to a filter change visibility, because remember we added a filter of that color correction to make it black and gray. So we're gonna go down to filter change visibility, and the filter change visibility is inside of our what is that? Our DSLR mirror, and then we want our color correction, and we want this true, and we're gonna activate this immediately. Sorry, we're gonna activate this immediately, and then we're gonna copy both of these, select both boxes all the way to the left, copy them, paste them. So now the two effects are turning on, and for this duplicate that we did, we want those to turn off. So the visibility we're gonna make false, and here it's gonna turn off after 10 seconds. So because this is milliseconds, we need to make this 10,000. Right, 10,000. Click done, and click done. So now what you want to do is you want to open up your Lioranboard deck. Get this out of the way so we can actually see the camera and work. So when you first open it, you have to select the deck that you want. So you see these decks are numbered 1, 2, 3. So we created this on number 3, which is our effects tutorial. So I have 3 here. I'm going to connect to it, and now you should see your button there. So if we click this, the effect should work, and here we go. There it is. So it's black and gray. The focus face of text is on, and after 10 seconds, it's gonna turn off. You can add a sound to this as well. Remember that with Lioranboard, your sound files have to be .ogg. So find a sound that you want to use for this, and then you can trim it down to 10 seconds, or if you just find one that's really short, just time this effect to turn on and turn off with the same amount of time that your sound bite is for. So to add the sound bite, let's go back to Lioranboard. Let's go back to the effect, and here you're gonna right click and you're going to add a sound effect. You're gonna hit the plus sign. It's gonna open up a folder file path. So if you click there, let me bring this over. So for me, I have mine in this F drive, sounds. Oh, open it. And I use this fluffy duck sound, and remember it's a .ogg, so you're just pretty much going to add that one there. Open it, and there's no delay. You just want it to activate. Click done. Click done. So now if we go to Stream Deck, you should hear it. There you go. So now you have the effect working. It's black and gray background. You have the it's funny because my tutorial cam is and the sound effect is working as well. So that's how you create the freeze cam effect. All right, so let's walk through the big brain effect, the big head effect, whatever you want to call it. This is going to be a fun one. Okay, so now within your scenes, navigate to the camera scene. That inside there, the source is the mirror version of your camera, webcam or DSLR. Okay, so we are going to add some filters to the actual scene, not the source, but the scene. So you're going to right click. And you're gonna go to filters, and if you hit the plus sign, you need to add this 3D transform. Click that. I already have it, and here's mine right here. So when you click that, you want to make sure you have perspective selected. That's key. Make sure you have perspective selected, and field of view, and everything is just regular and natural, your regular camera. So the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna click the plus sign, and you're gonna add 4 of these move values. You need 4 of them. So go ahead and do that. You see I have my 4 here, and then rename them. You can rename them MV short. That's what I did for move value. FOV for field of view. You need a Y axis, you need pitch, and you need an X axis. And those are the second positions that we're going to do to manipulate the camera. So go ahead and type those, create those 4, rename them. You can pause the video and then resume when you're done. All right, so now that you have all those elements in, the 3D transform, your 4 move values, and they're renamed, now we have to set them up. So starting with the top one, go ahead and select it. The filter that we want to change is our 3D transform. So in the drop down menu, the drop down menu, click 3D transform, and the setting that we want is our field of view. And this one, you can mess around with it. I know mine's is going to be 62.62, but you can use these up and down arrows, or just put in values to fit whatever you need, because the distance of your webcam is going to be different from mine. So this value may not work for you. So find the value that works for you, scrolling down, the duration, however long you want it to be. For the purpose of this video, I'm just going to make it 7 seconds. So 7 seconds, and then scroll down. You're going to want to make sure that easing is ease in and out, and then your next move is reverse. So it's going to create the manipulated effect, and then after 7 seconds it's going to reverse back to normal. Okay, and we're going to do this for all 4 of them, and we want the appropriate ones. So the y-axis, so starting again from the top, your filter is going to be the 3D transform. Your settings is going to be for the y. Now there are 2 y's, so you're going to start with this one's going to be for the top one. Okay, you see there's a bottom one. We're doing the top one here, and you need to find the value that works for you. Scrolling down, 7,000 milliseconds, which is 7 seconds. Easing is ease in and out, and then again your next move is going to be reverse. Let's go to the next one, which is your pitch. Again, 3D transform for the filter. Your settings is your pitch, and find the value that works for you. 7,000 milliseconds, easing in and out, and then next move is reverse, and then the final one is your x-axis, which this one is going to be the bottom x, not the top one, but the bottom x, and find the value that works. Again, 7,000 milliseconds, ease in and out, and then reverse for your next move. So now all those are working. So just to give you a quick test of what this will look like, it's not going to work exactly right just because they all have to activate at the same time. I'm not going to be able to get them to activate by clicking them all at the same time, but this is how it should look. If you do it really quick, it's going to slowly zoom in. It's going to manipulate the shot. Now you have your big brain effect, and then after 7 seconds, it's going to go back into position. Okay, so now that everything is working, let's go to Lioranboard and set this up as a button. All right, so here we are. We have Lioranboard back open again. Just navigate to the deck where you have these effects on. For me, it's my effects tutorials. So I'm going to click there. On an empty square, we're going to right click and create a blank button. Just rename it whatever you want. It's going to say big brain as I type with one hand. That's right. Okay. All right, so right click on here and add commands, hit the plus sign. Now what we want to do is we want to activate these filters because we created filters. So filter change visibility, and you can just type or scroll down to whatever you want. I'm going to add it, the scene where we added these filters. So for me, that was my tutorial cam. And now if you go to filter names, here we have all of the filters that we made. We just want the 4 move values that we created. So add that first one. Let's make it true, and we don't have to add any timing to that. Now the cool thing is if we click this box here and copy it, we can paste it 4 times. And for the filter name, we're just going to make sure we have all the different ones. So pitch, next one's going to be x-axis and y-axis. So we have our field of view, our pitch, x, and our y-axis, and click done and click done. So now we can open up our deck. Let me resize this. Okay, make sure you have the right deck number, connect, and here we have our new button for our big brain. So if I click this, we should all see them move and activate. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna click it. There we go, we're moving. And it's gonna go for 7 seconds, and then after 7 seconds, it's going to go right back down. The whole effect is gonna take 7 seconds. So that's how you create it. Again, if you want to add a sound to this, you find a sound, a .ogg sound, and you're going to right click and you're gonna add a sound effect and just navigate to it, add it there, and then you're done. So now we have to create these as channel points. So what you're gonna want to do is navigate to your channel rewards. Okay, so in your channel, you're gonna go to the left here, and you're gonna go to channel points, manage your channel points, and add a new custom reward, and then name them whatever you want. Big brain. And I have these already created, so I'm just going to show you how I did it. Big head. Let's see how big Risen's head can get, and put a value to it. You're going to add the icons that you want, choose a color, and then you're going to save it. All right, and then the other one was the freeze cam. Let's see, where's that freeze cam? Focus freeze. Same thing. Find out the name that you have, write a description, give it a value, add your icons to it, choose a color, background color, and click save. All right, so now we want to be able to have this be activated through channel points. So back in Lioranboard, go to your deck, right click on the button, and we're gonna add Twitch triggers, and you're gonna hit this plus sign and you want to choose points redeem. So points redeem, what's the name of that point that we did? Mine was big head. I'm sorry, this is the focus one. It was focus one. Again, I'm typing with one hand. Focus face. Click, and then you may want to add it to a queue. That way, if let's say 2 or 3 people activate at the exact same time, it's not trying to trigger them 3 times. So I would suggest hitting this add to queue so that they all work one after another. Click done, and then let's do the same thing for our big brain. So we're gonna add a Twitch trigger, select add to queue, hit the button, hit the plus sign, points redeem, and then this one was big head. Hit done on the top here, and you should be all set. All right, y'all, this was really fun, and I know you're gonna have fun with these channel point effects. So I'm gonna try to add as many as I can, or maybe even some instructional videos on how I set up my 2 PC setup. So be on the lookout for that. A lot of people ask me a lot of these questions in my chat, how I do some of these dual PC setups and effects. So there are things like that, like voice meter, running a MIDI controller, using my Stream Deck with Touch Portal, so many things. So listen, the link to my Twitch channel is going to be on the bottom. Definitely jump in. If you see me live, turn on notifications to know when I go live. Join the Discord. My Discord has some streamer help resources there as well. You can ask questions in there. I love to be able to answer them, and there are people that are way smarter than me that know how to answer a lot of technical questions as well. So jump in on the Discord, jump in the Twitch. I would love to hang out with you all. So until next time, I appreciate you. Like and subscribe to the video if you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave a comment below and I'll love to be able to answer those. All right, see you later. Yeah, this is big brain stuff going on over here, okay? Ooh. Big brain stuff.
Big brain stuff. 200 IQ. It is PvP in the house. What's up, PvP? What's up, PvP?
All right, I think everything is working. Is that all of them? Is that all the channel points? Did we miss anything?